up on the stream. There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Anthologies. I am Severian, your game master, this evening for Troika, as we continue the Fronds of Benevolence scenario. This is the second session, and we've got 3 players here forming our party. Preacher playing Altair Warlov, the Vengeful Child, Dionysus playing Dorzoka, the Claviger, and Forloth playing Tim, the Necromancer. So we last left off our party in a rather tense situation. Things are looking dire for at least one of our party members here, as Dorzoka has taken a few wounds. Let's get a more appropriate music going here as we go to the Golden Barge that you are flying through space right now towards the launch and landing station Indomitable. It is nighttime of the second day since you learned that the Duke DeCorticus is dying. And here in this hallway, in front of Tim's room, this hallway of the Golden Barge, there are 3 what seem to be assassins dressed in tight black leotards and golden mirrored mask across their face. One of them is standing in the room with you, Tim, alongside Tilted Shrug as they're with you, and the remaining Plandra bodyguard that came with you, the other one being dead. Out in the hallway, Dorzoka, you've been fighting with one of these assassins. There's a second one in front of you also, and one of them has started running down the hallway towards Altair, who has a trap ready to spring. And I have that general layout kind of here in Foundry. We're not going to be using a lot of tactical battle maps, so this is what we've got to represent the battle here. But with that, we're going to continue this combat. So let's see, we finished at the end of the round. We rolled a Troika table here.
Oh yeah, the where they do initiative or combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Rough.
Yeah, it can be. Nice. Altair, you are up first.
Oh, I don't think I win at all last time.
No, you didn't. This might be your first
Yeah.
turn.
You were waiting.
It's actually literally my first turn in this combat encounter. So you said he's running down to me?
Yes. So I imagine you were standing there holding the rope for this trap, waiting for him to run over it as this rather short assassin is sprinting down the hallway towards you.
And he doesn't see me? Right.
I believe you ducked behind some curtains or around a corner or something.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to scoop him with the trap. See if I can catch him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a skill roll. I don't believe you have any sort of trap skill, so it'd just be a base skill roll for rolling under.
Okay, roll under. Oh, got it. Yeah.
All right, so we'll say the trap has been successfully set and will be sprung. Trying to think of how all this would work in this game system. Actually, we'll say that is a successful trap right there. So you've pulled on this loop of rope as this guy stepped over top of it. It catches his foot, lifts him up in the air, and now he's dangling in the middle of the hallway.
Hey, Zoka, I got him. You gonna fucking do something or what?
I'm over here stuffing my face with biscuits.
Yeah,
Trying to heal up.
Patch yourself up with biscuit dough.
It's good, okay? It's like lambus bread.
Works. So is that would be like what I guess my turn, I guess, like, or do I still have like another something?
Yeah, that would be your turn. I mean, you can attempt something more if you'd like. It just depends on what it is and whether or not, you know.
Oh no, I was while he was pinataed, I was going to swing on him, but I'll finagle that.
Yeah.
All right. I am trying to just get a hotkey up here for this table. Give me 1 second. I think I can just drag it there. Yep, I can. Cool. Okay, so up next are these assassins. So the one that is struggling in that net is going to attempt to break himself free. So I want to do an opposed roll between the trapper and trap E. So Altair,
Okay.
do a roll over skill roll. And you can, if you have a skill that would apply here, you can go ahead and use it.
I don't think I have anything that does it. Over 12.
All right. So he's able to free himself. You're trying to keep him trapped there. He's struggling. He's able to rip out the rope from the ceiling where I imagine you got it like in a hook over something. He's got those throwing discs that he whips up there, and it just cuts the rope right there, and he drops to the floor. No longer restrained, but he is now prone on the ground there.
It's okay, I don't have him anymore.
I see that. What's your problem?
Nothing at the current moment.
And they are up again. The one in the room with Tim and Tilted Shrug is going to turn to Tim and attempt to slash at him with one of these throwing discs.
Of course he is.
This is what you get for ordering room service,
So
Tim.
how do you react? Do you want to fight back or try and dodge out of the way?
I'm going to try to dodge.
Okay. Go ahead and roll skill or dodge if you have a dodge ability. And it's roll over to contest it.
I don't have a skill.
Okay.
What button do I hit? Oh, up here at the top?
Just skill. Yep, at the top.
And you said roll over?
Yes.
Great.
Hurt.
All right. Not quite good enough. See, slashes at you with this disc and does. Do you have armor on? I don't believe you do.
No, I don't. Just ropes.
Okay.
Ouch.
8 hit points of damage to Tim.
Okay.
And now, Tim, you are up.
What, Tim?
So, hold on a sec. And you're out in the hallway, Darzoka, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Mhm.
Then, let's see. Yeah, then I'm going to use my tunnel fighting and I'm going to attack him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Under or over?
Over. Fighting is always going to be over because it's a contested roll.
And not get it.
And also keep in mind, check your rolls when you do attacks to see if you rolled a double 6, then you will land a mighty blow, basically a critical hit. So keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
All right, so you two are in close quarters combat here, slashing away at each other, and he's able to dip out of the way of your knife attack, and he slashes you again with that throwing disc, doing 6 points of
Sons of
damage.
bitches.
Urzoka, you are up next.
Oh.
And I fall to the ground.
Oh no.
You fall to the ground.
Yeah, apparently I had 8 from last time. There's
Yeah.
8 written on my sheet. Yeah, so I fall to the ground.
Oh, okay. Are you recording your stamina on the character sheet and the losses?
Yes.
Weird, I don't see it changed.
Oh, no, I've been writing it on my paper. Sorry.
Let's see. That's fine, as long as you're keeping track of it. I can change it on here too. Just. All right, and falling to the ground. You mean that after so many hit points lost, your character falls to the ground, right?
Yeah. It's not a strategic move. I have 21.
I'm feigning death here.
I have 20. Well, I can actually do that, but I don't know if that would help me. I have 21 stamina, and I just took 22.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I thought you were still alive. Give me a luck roll.
Luck roll.
Yes.
Creature bonus dice.
Over or under?
It would be under for the luck roll. Okay. Fortunately, Tim, you have sustained mortal wounds. Tell me a little bit about what happens as you die being a necromancer. Is there any sort of unique situations here? What happens to the necromancer spirit? I'm sure you have something prepared for this this case, right?
Well, what is Thelonious? How does Thelonious greet my demise?
So he is standing, well, floating next to you, basically, you being the only one that can see him in this room. Let me switch up the music a little bit here. See if I can find a... No, that's not it. Here we go. All right. So Tim, you're, as I said, close quarters fighting with this assassin. They're just much too swift, and you're unable to land a blow. And you lunge towards them with your knife, feeling a sharp pain in your stomach as you look down and see that its hand is almost entirely in your stomach as this disc has been shoved, up to your spine, basically, and you can feel it grinding there. You have only a moment as you look around and you can feel the life fading from you. And you know that feeling well, being a necromancer and working with that type of magic. And you see out of the corner of your eye your ghost pal there, smiling and eagerly waiting for you to cross over. Is there any last minute actions you'd like to take?
Son of a bitch! I rolled skill instead of luck. Those are my final words.
You did. I'll let you roll one more. Roll that again.
Oh no!
That's amazing.
I see that now.
That's amazing.
It might not change anything, but let's try it. See what
No,
happens.
Thelonious is like, you big idiot.
Oh wait. I see what you mean. Okay.
Instead
Yeah, you
of
rolled
click,
a 10.
yeah,
So
I rolled.
we'll go with that roll, but you have a 12. You have 12 for luck, so that roll would have been successful as a luck roll. So
All right, everybody take your F's back.
So as I said, your ghost friend standing there, eagerly awaiting for you to cross over to the other side, and then his smile starts to fade as he looks down at the wound and says, that's not quite fatal yet, is it? And Tim, you slip into unconsciousness.
And right before I slip into unconsciousness, I flip him off, and then I slip into unconsciousness.
It's beautiful.
So you fall prone to 0 stamina, but luck would have it that you are still alive, just unconscious for now.
Got it.
So back to the combat.
Only a necromancer could just be like, fuck it. Nope, bad roll. Try that again.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
So up next, Dorzoka. You didn't take your turn yet.
No, so I can have provisions 3 times a day. Does it say, like,
Yes.
in one battle? Or is it just in general?
Just day. I would basically say until you take like a long rest to the next day of events, you know?
Yeah. Since we can only have one action, can I be like stuffing my face as I kind of back up a little farther away from this gold mask assassin?
You can, yeah. So movement, it is assumed that you can move so much in every round. Let me actually find that rule here quickly, because there's so few rules There's stamina.
Move. Every
here.
action is assumed to have a little
Yes.
bit of movement involved. Anything less than 4 meters is folded in whatever else you might be doing. You wish to chase after someone or perform some other involved locomotion, then just spend a turn doing it.
Yes. So, in short, yes, you can back up that much and eat your ration.
So that's what I'm gonna do then.
Okay.
And as I'm backing up, get the fuck out of here. And I'm stuffing my face. Just get away. Let me finish my biscuit. And that is what,
so-
2?
I believe it is 2d6. If you actually click on it in your inventory, it should say. Visions. It does not, of course. Why would it?
It's not. Take one down. Pass it around.
All right, let's see. Provisions. Where are you? It was either 1d6 or 2d6. I don't want to cheat you on that, so.
Provisions. Special. Oh no, that's not it.
2d6
Maximum of
stamina if
3,
you sleep
2d6.
8 hours. You may also eat a provision to gain 1d6 stamina.
1d6.
Yeah.
Provision. Yes, 1d6. All right, cool. 1. Ah! It's a sour biscuit.
If you would like to, you can make a luck roll and re-roll that.
Yeah, I do.
However, keep in mind, whenever you make luck rolls, you need to reduce your luck.
Okay.
So
By
actually, Tim, make sure you do that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, by 1.
Like permanently?
Your current luck goes down. You have a maximum luck also,
Yeah, I know, but it's just
so it works like hit points. No, you regain it, I
okay,
believe,
gotcha.
through resting. Don't quote me on that, but you do regain it. I'll check later. It's been a few weeks since I've gone through these rules, so now I'm forgetting some of the things we haven't really used yet. But yep, reduce the current luck by 1 whenever you make a luck check.
Good.
Yeah, for every 8 hours rest, you regain 2d6. Okay. So that's going to be a roll under.
Yes.
Big bucks, no whammies.
There you go. Reduce your luck by 1, and you can re-roll that.
Come on. Okay, I'll take it. Not so stale.
Okay, up next is Tilted Shrug.
Yeah, little
Seeing
man.
Tim fall unconscious on the floor and unsure if he's dead, Tilted Shrug gets a little more riled up. His armor starts to shake as he gets angry and lunges at this assassin with his lance.
Get him. Get him. Ooh, okay.
He lands his blow.
Finally.
Not a lot of damage, but he does penetrate the black leotard of this assassin, and blood spouts out of the lance wound there.
Damn it, I just bought those.
Up next is Tim, who is unconscious currently.
I can't do anything? Anything?
Tell us about your dreams.
No, you are out of this combat.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I mean, actually,
you can
hold on.
kind of control your ghost friend and do like colored commentary stuff if you'd like, but that's about it.
I was gonna say, while you're down there, you might as well kick the guy's knee out.
No, I've got
Yeah.
spells. I've got spells I would try. And that's fun.
All right, so the one in the room there is now going to take its turn. The one that was just wounded by Tilted Shrug. It is going to disengage from the fight there now that it's taken a serious wound and begin limping down the hallway towards Altair. Tilted Shrug is up now. He steps out of the room and lunges at the one in front of you, Dorzoka, with his lance.
Go on, get him, Tilt.
Whoa!
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, here we
Nice.
go.
He's got 1 6, not 2 though.
It was almost a crit.
Yeah.
What's with the ones? Tilted shrug.
Yeah, I don't know. He's hitting them, but not hard. And again, he steps through the doorway, lunges forward with his lance, and pierces this one right in the side. That he was staring you down, Dorzoka.
He was wanting my biscuits.
Dorzoka, you are up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be taking a running hit with my distinguished sledgehammer now that I have tilted shrug here assisting. Maybe this guy is distracted some more as he took a cut. Whoops. Where's my maul fighting? And it's all these are rollover, correct?
Yes, for any sort of combat. Yeah.
Oh, that's respectable.
It's okay. It's okay.
Ah, son of
Worse.
a-
Shit.
So he is dodging, taking that lance through the side. You run up and you're swinging with your maul, right? So you
Yep.
swing your maul at him, and he dodges to the side, basically lands against the hallway wall, and it kind of smears blood as he backs up against it. Looks like it's a pretty serious wound from that lance, but he is able to dodge and begins running down the hall.
No.
The bodyguard is up now. Steps out of the room, draws his pistolet, and aims it down the hallway at these assassins running away. They're just too agile, and they step out of the way as they hear the hammer smack down on the energy charge, and the bullet flies high.
Here we go. Come on, we gotta snag one of these.
The one that was prone down here gets himself up and begins to try and escape. That's the end of the round. Alright, so let me refresh everything in the table. And a new round, here we go. Altair, you are up.
Get him.
So first off, question: what is my vengeance? Like in the skills and spells, I can't find it anywhere in the book of what it is. It says I have one in my advanced skills, but it doesn't describe what
so
the
that
skill
is an
is.
advanced skill. The way Troika works is that you can just make up any sort of skill you want about literally anything. Like they have a Discord server where they have a channel that just literally just people throw whatever they want in there and say, yeah, this is a skill. So it's however we want to use it. However you think it would apply. If you think the skill needed towards a situation, if vengeance applies, then we can use that basically. I know that's a kind of a loose answer, but
no, I mean that makes sense. I was sitting here and I'm like looking around, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, how am I supposed to use that? And then now it makes perfect sense. Okay, so as long as we can justify, okay, yeah, I'm good with it. So, so they're all running at me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the first one that comes up to me is going to catch a 2 large swords straight to the face.
All right, I will say you can basically try and catch any of them that you want to, because 2 of them have taken a lance wound from Tilted Shrug, and the one that you trapped has no wounds and is also escaping. So it's up to you, whichever one you want to try and.
His pride is hurt for getting caught.
In the interest of vengeance, can I attack 2 of them using longsword fighting as a skill that I have already, seeing as how my buddy just got knocked unconscious and I'm mad about it?
So I will let you.
Is it just more or less just one specific event like we do with everything else, like jumping and all that?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do some specific thing and work it out, we can try and do a skill roll for it. If you want to describe what you're doing, that's fine. But otherwise, I'd say just attack. Choose one to attack or whatever. But
Okay.
you.
So I'll just the first one that gets to me. They still probably don't know I'm back here. So as they're trying to run away, I'm gonna catch one right like in the ankles with my sword, and just like pretty much essentially try to sever his ankles
Okay.
Nice.
with longsword fighting.
Roll
Nice.
that then.
Roll over 16. 2 4s on that one. What's up, buddy?
All right, roll your damage.
Alrighty, let's see.
Cut him.
Roll 8. That was 6. Nice. Love it.
Okay, so the two wounded ones limp past you as you're getting rid of the rope, tossing that to the side. One that was caught in that trap and escaped, he's stumbling forward, trying to run past you as he's, kicking off the straggling rope. But you land your attack on him. Tell me what happens to him.
So I imagine he cuts himself out and he drops, and I kind of just pull the rope out of the way, and as he stands up, he goes to take off running, completely forgets that I'm there. And as short as I am, I just slide under and just do this like almost the best Tiger Woods swing you've ever seen, and I cut both of his ankles off. And he literally just falls onto nubs and face plants with his feet just sitting perfect.
Taking souvenirs.
The assassin's body falls to the ground in the manner that you said, lays there, and fountains of blood begins just spraying out of his ankles, and he doesn't get up.
Soka, got one again.
I see. 2-for-1 deal on them legs.
All right, up next, one of the assassins runs around another corner and disappears. And the other one jumps into a vent in the hallway and disappears. So we are effectively out of combat.
I immediately
What
want
do
to
you all
grab the rope that I tossed out of the way, and I'm gonna hog tie old fucking ankles over here.
All right.
And why
He
he's-
is dead.
Aw, not yet.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna hog tie him. Fuck it, I got rope.
What happens to me? Am I conscious?
You are not conscious yet.
I was
still
just
not
going to run over to Tim and try and perform some medical aid to assist and wake him up.
Okay. So Tilted Shrug is already over there by Tim as you get over there, and he's trying to, kind of stabilize him and not really knowing what to do. It looks like he looks very confused, with his expressionless helmet. He's still doing his sort of shrug communication to tell you that, but go ahead and give me a skill roll if you want to try and do any sort of first aid.
Okay.
I don't believe you have specific advanced skills.
I don't
for
have
that, but
anything
just do a
specific,
skill
no.
roll under.
Okay.
Are you just using what you got, and are you trying to find anything to do some first aid with?
Can I use awareness skill to try to help him look for something?
Yes. Yeah, roll that.
Roll under, or yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
So
roll.
just while I'm running up to him, I'm shouting to, I'll tell you, see if there's a med kit around here.
Hey, you got
There
it,
is.
boss. Hey,
You
that one
happen to
right here.
Find a
Oh,
medical
Eagles had
station
one.
hanging on nearby wall. Or yeah, that works too. He had actually that makes sense. The assassin had a stim injector tucked under a pouch, a concealed pouch on his leotard, so you can take that over.
Okay. And so then I'll use that. But I'd also be shouting to, or at least looking at Shrug, since he doesn't know what he's doing. Tilted Shrug, go get the captain and get the captain's security. We need help over here.
He gives you a nod and a little salute with the the metal slap of his gauntlet against his helmet, and he trots off down the hallway. But before he can even disappear, you can see some of the security coming around the corner. But before we do that, I'm assuming you give the shot to Tim, or...
Yeah, it's kind of like a whole mid as I'm stabbing him with this stim, and I'm telling Shrug to get help.
1d10, whoever wants to do that. Either Tim or Dorzoka, that's his healing.
Tim, you do it, baby.
Is that a 10-sider? No. Is that a 10-sider? Yes. Okay. Whoops, I rolled 2. You said what it says. I'll just roll again. It's fine.
Okay.
But it
I was about to say let's take the first one, but it's a 1, so I just rolled again. It's fine.
Yeah, but
he's like, better not.
It literally says 1D. So why did it roll 2?
Did it?
Right?
Did you click it twice?
Oh, maybe.
There you go.
Wow.
Right. Whoa! Hey, I'll take that.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'll take that. So from 0 or from 1? Wait, what was
from 0? From 0. There's no negative hit points in this. It's you 0, you're dead, but you got lucky.
So I'm at 9, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he slams that stim injector into you. It hits your heart, and you gasp for air as Tim begins to wake up, and the bleeding starts to kind of coagulate because of all the high-tech magic medicine stuff that was in that syringe.
I stood up.
Hold on, careful, Tim, not so fast.
Did we win?
We got one of them.
Help me up. Help me up. Help me up, just
Get up under your shoulder and kind of pull back and pull up while you're trying to get up.
I go out in the hallway. Do I see the one that's down?
Yes, you do. And you also see Tilted Shrug turning back around, come towards you guys, because the security team that is approaching you now down the hallway from the opposite side where the assassin ran to. And they see the assassin laying there, look at you, and say, kind of just in general to all of you, you all need to come with us. The captain has requested your presence down in the engine room.
Yes, of course. Let's just clean this up a bit, and I drag that body back into my room.
I go, and when he's doing that, I'll grab both feet, and as he's doing it, I'll start walking him on the deck. Hold on, I'm tired. He's trying to catch up. You hear the pitter patter, the little feet.
He's a necro. Mancer.
Quiet. Shh, I'm nothing. I'm a businessman. Yes, and just want to get this all cleaned up. It's a tripping hazard, and put it in my room. No further.
Can we get a bucket and a mop?
and close the stateroom door behind me. Okay, so you were saying, where are we going?
They don't really seem to be surprised by what you're doing there, or by the assassins laying there. And they just continue and say, yes, the captain needs to see you down in the engine room. It's an urgent matter. You need to come right now.
So the body of the bodyguard and the dead assassin are in my room currently, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I lock my stateroom door.
Okay.
Okay.
Do not come back for 3 hours.
Are you guys heading down to the engine room, or anything else you want to do here?
Yes, I want to cast heal on myself.
Oh, okay. I forgot you had that.
I've got what is it?
Oh, you don't have heal, do you?
Yeah, dude.
You have the healing skill.
Oh, okay. Well, I use healing. Sorry.
Yes.
Use healing.
Okay. Let me see this.
Skill.
That is one of the actual.
Skill.
That is one of the actual SRD Troika, skills in the book. So let's see what that says. It says, used to stitch wounds and apply ointment, stop bleeding, slow poison, and the like. Also used for stabilizing dying people. So
cool.
yeah, you can do that, and I'll say you can heal 1d6.
1d6. Okay.
But you got to roll successfully first. So roll under.
Oh, right. Okay.
I cast Porter Salve.
Roll under. One. Okay.
Tiger
Come on.
bomb.
Come on.
Yeah, I cast Burt's Bees on myself.
1d6.
Okay, so 1d6. Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. So I'm assuming that as you're walking along, you're kind of like applying whatever kind of salves and stuff you've got and bandages. Yeah. So you heal 3 hit points through doing that, and the crew members escort you down to the engine room. Unless Dorzoka, Altair, or anything else here before we move on.
Nope. No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So down in the engine room. Trying to remember what songs are where here. Got too many tracks loaded in. Down in the engine room, there's a sense of urgency in all the crew members down here. A lot of people running around everywhere. There's a lot of chaos on the ship right now. You've heard a lot of people kind of shouting down hallways and stuff. In the engine room itself, though, you see the captain standing near one of the main engines. It's actually one of the areas you were looking at earlier, Dorzoka, examining, the thinking engines installed nearby. On the ground nearby the captain is another one of these assassins, but its golden mask is laying off to the side. You can see that the mask, the entire face of this person and all the upper part of its torso has been melted as if by some acid. The captain sees you walk in. He's standing there with his bristling mustaches painted, one side red and one side blue, in his rather regal looking attire. I'm glad you could make it down here. You were right. Saboteurs on the ship. That's one of them there. I don't know if you've seen any others. They may have achieved what they were trying to do. And he steps aside, revealing a large device strapped to the engine with many different vacuum tubes and wires sticking off and a lot of blinking lights on it. And the captain motions towards it and says, "It's a bomb. Unlike any make that I know. It's gonna go off for sure before we land. I brought you down here because you seem like a capable crew and you had some sort of clue as to what was happening here, so do any of you know how to fix this? Disarm this bomb?"
We don't have a clue what's going on at all. We just got attacked by 3 of these gold masks. Pajama wearing.
Dorzoka, who was that gentleman you were talking to during dinner?
The engine specialist. His name was Eddie.
Would he have any sort of knowledge? He seems to have a smattering of knowledge in the mechanical sciences.
Perhaps that could help. Captain, could you summon him? And I give out his room number because I was there earlier.
Are there servants or anything?
There's crew members.
They're like porters or anything, or?
Yes. There are. Deckhands, stuff like that.
I go up to one of them, right, and I say, "It's a shame. What a useless waste of human life." And I slip him some coins, and I say, "Could you just drag that body down to stateroom 203, please, and just leave it in there? I want to make sure he gets proper burial."
How much coinage do you give away?
Hold on, let me see how much I got. I got 2d6. Let's see how much that is.
Just make sure you write it down after you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 2d6.
I'll put it in your
I've got
inventory character sheet here. 8. All right. And how much do you?
I slip him 2.
Okay. Give me a skill check.
Here.
Give me a skill check on that. Roll under.
Let's see.
If you have any sort of charm or whatever, use that.
I have relationship counseling.
I mean, same thing.
No?
Like the necromancer's about to
No.
have some relationship counseling with these dead bodies.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, we said he was a necromancer, right? Like, I just wanted to get the second part. First part I don't care about. The second part's what I want to know if we got right.
It's not necromancer. It's necromancer. It's a common.
Necromancer. Common misnomer.
I
Gotcha.
gotta bring
just
up
like
my
necks.
collar to hide my neck a little more.
I
Than
just-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just like necks. Okay, so
Turtleneck.
skill you say roll what? Under or over? Under.
Roll under. Mm-hmm.
Ah, jeez.
All right. He takes your coin, looks at the body, looks at the captain, and sees that he's busy, not really paying attention. He nods to you, and drags off the body.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic.
All right. So the captain, he walks to a nearby wall, and there is a steel mask on the wall there. Just a plain person's face, very nondescript. And he pulls the mouth off of it, and it has a wire extending from it, and he begins speaking into the mouth. You can't really hear him from where you are. He sets it back in and walks back over to you and says, "I've called for him. He'll be here momentarily." Is there anything you guys would like to do while you wait for him to arrive?
this, I'd just like to take a look at it, see if I notice anything like that might be locked or that could need it open or anything like that.
Give me a skill roll. You don't notice anything on here that is familiar to any of your like mechanical skills, and there's no locks on here that you can see. So anyone else? Otherwise, Eddie has arrived.
I'd like to do one more thing if the other two don't have anything.
Sure.
I've got nothing.
There's a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm good.
I would like to try and see if I can pop one of those boysenberry fruits and get my second sight started. See if there's any sort of magic part of this bomb.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you can do that. It gives you second sight for 1 day.
Okay.
No, I suppose I could ask Thelonious if he has any ideas.
Yeah,
Good.
he might be yelling at you because you're not with him right now.
What was Thelonious in his past life in the mortal world?
We were we were both apprentices with the same master necromancer, and Thelonious died rather messily. It was a mistake. It was an accident. I keep telling him I'm sorry, but he loves bringing it up again, over and over.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so Dorzoka, yeah, if there's anything you wanted to ask him, by the way, Tim, then you can do that. But Dorzoka, you use your second sight, and you can sense that there is at least one small magical component to this device somewhere. It doesn't seem to be part of the engine, and you can point it out. It's a small black box.
Okay. And once Eddie starts taking a look at it and everything else, I'll do so.
Okay. So Eddie walks into the room, and his eyes immediately light up seeing this device strapped to the engine, and he says, "Whoa, that doesn't look good. Wait, do we have someone working on this, Captain?" The captain
Yeah, you.
does exactly that. He does a little flourish and says, "That's why we called you down here, boy." And so Eddie approaches and begins examining the bomb.
He gets down on his knees and, Eddie, we talked earlier. I don't know if you
Yes.
can see it, but there's a little black box, and I kind of point in its general area. It's got some sort of magic to it, and I don't know what it is and what it means, but I wanted to point that out.
Interesting. Yes, I see it. It's a typical magic black box. I think I recognize. Well done, Dorzoka. I don't think I could have identified that otherwise. And he continues his work on the bomb. Does anyone else want to do anything while he's examining that?
Thelonious, anything? Any insight?
Into what?
This device, how we could deactivate it. Have you noticed anything?
He looks over at the device like he hadn't even seen it before, and actually starts looking at it now. Kind of gets in close. He's like hovering around different angles up in the air. It's a big bomb.
You're a ton of help as usual. Thanks, Thelonious. You bastard.
Give me a skill check.
Skill check.
And actually, you can use mortuary science on it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
Under, right?
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, nice. All right.
The bomb is dead.
So, Thelonious, kind of having a lot of the same skill set as you, interrupts you as you're, going off on one of your usual tirades on him, being angry. And I'm sure your party has now learned to just kind of let you go off in the corner, yelling at yourself. But Thelonious says, "Hey, no, wait, listen up. You see that down there? You recognize that?
What? What is it?
It's a phylactery.
What? Like
you remember our master
yes,
taught us all about that.
I know what it is. I know what and it's a component of this bomb?
It looks like it.
Well done, Thelonious. Well done. Don't let it go to your head. I go a little closer and take a look. Try to put on my wise face.
All right.
If I might just interject here, gentlemen, that appears to be a phylactery tube right there. Phylactery usually contains the remnants of a saint or some other notable, usually some sort of human remains, some sort of organic human remains. Right there.
Yes,
you see it?
So Eddie starts looking at that and he says, "Yes, wow, rather observant bunch you are. I can see here the phylactery must be feeding its soul energy, it looks like, through this effervescent tubing towards this magic black box and up to the quantum spanner here. This is quite an interesting bomb. If this goes off, it would be devastating. I don't think we would survive it. The ship certainly would crash." And wow, thank you, Diesel Shot, for the subscription and for the raid. We got a raid going on. We are playing Troika right now. We're playing the Fronds of Benevolence scenario. So we're having a lot of science fantasy, fun, whimsical, off-the-wall adventures here as we're flying across the sky in a golden barge right now that has a bomb strapped to its engine.
Powered by Necros.
Yes, powered currently by a phylactery going through a black box and all the other random stuff I just said. So, Altair, you haven't done anything. What are you?
Yeah,
doing?
I was actually wanting to go look at the body, as he was kind of dragging it away at first.
Okay.
But I wanted to kind of check it out. I wanted to pull the mask off the other body before Tim took it, but I was afraid that whenever you took the mask off, it would make the body disappear like the other one did. So now that the mask is off of that one, I kind of wanted to check it out before it got too far gone.
That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. So you're able to stop that crew member as they were starting to drag the body out of there, and you get a good look at the face. But there's not much of a face there to speak of. It's been horribly melted by some sort of acid. It's very pitted. The nose is melted away. The eyes are melted into the sockets. It's pretty gross. There's nothing really to see there.
But the rest of the body itself looks good and intact, or hands or
for the most
good?
part. There's also some of that burning on like the shoulders and upper torso, but not nearly as bad. It seems to be all concentrated on the face.
Okay. That's fine then. That was all I wanted to know, was if there was something like maybe the body itself was kind of like that person like started the bomb using their own life force essentially. Is there any way that, like, putting two and two together, that you would see maybe like this one decided to kind of put himself into the bomb to start it essentially?
Give me a skill check. Awareness, since you have that would apply here.
Just over.
All right. Just starting up some new music here, and all right. So you can tell. You can tell that this was self-inflicted in a way, in some sense, that you're thinking about, but you're not sure of the exact details. You can't really put it together.
Okay, I would kind of relay my thought process kind of out loud to the party as I'm kind of looking around, or once I got back, would say, hey, you think this guy's got something to do with it or what? Kind of put them on that path.
All right. Anyone else? Anything you'd like to do? Otherwise, Eddie is continuing his work.
I'm honestly just here to help Eddie with whatever he needs. Whether that's holding a wire here or pointing out something else, whatever I can help him with. But that's probably the extent of my knowledge on these thinking engines.
Okay. All right. So a few more minutes pass. Eddie begins pulling some very tiny levers on this device and starting to pull wires and press buttons. Some lights are beginning to turn off. Some numbers are beginning to display on some monitors. And then suddenly there's a loud beep coming from the device. And it shuts down.
A repeating beep? Oh, okay. All right. So
It
a
stops.
good beep.
Yes, it stops. Any noises stop from it. It all the lights turn off, and it seems that the bomb has been disarmed.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Eddie. Well done. Well done.
Captain, around for Eddie.
Thank you. But I couldn't have done it without all of you. Your insights really proved helpful here.
Well, we
Very
are
well
quite
done.
ingenious.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Captain, I'd like to take this bomb for further examination later, but right now I'd like to get back to bed.
I just love how dude just rolls in. He's just like, oh yeah, fuck, it's just a bomb. Like, and I'm gonna sleep now.
Right. Yeah.
Damn, you woke me up for this? What the fuck?
But he begins walking off, and the captain says, yes, of course, you're excused. Thank you for your work here. And he looks to the rest of you. Go ahead, Tim.
Yes, Captain, we could probably all use a good night's rest, but it might behoove us all if you were to leave a guard, maybe two, to prevent reactivation of this device.
Yes, of course. Security is very high right now. I'll do what I can to prevent this from happening again, and we'll get this device taken off of here and secured. I'd like to thank you all personally for the work you've done here. And I don't have anything at the moment I can present you with, but I'd like to give you something as a gift before you leave on the morrow.
Oh, that's very kind. Now, if you'll excuse me, Captain, I've had a terrible day, a rough day. I really need some rest.
Of course. And he begins to actually leave himself. And he says, I will retire to my room now, and please alert me to any other happenings on this ship. you see him kind of give some other commands as he begins walking out of the room, unless you'd like to say anything else to him before he leaves.
No, nothing else for me.
Okay.
I turn to Zoka and Altier and say, gentlemen, I shall retire to my stateroom now. Thank you for your help. Thank you for coming to my aid.
Well, if you happen to find anything out from your guests in your stateroom, why don't you just let us know?
Yes.
So, you guys have free reign here, basically. Whatever you want to do, and then once you go to sleep for the night or move on to the next day, I'll tell you what's happening. But anything else you want to do on the ship here now, go ahead and let me know.
Once I get back to my room, I use my mortuary science to stitch up the 3 corpses, like reattach the feet on the one that had its feet chopped off by
human
Altier.
centipede over here.
Clean them up. And then I cast posthumous vitality on each of them.
Sounds like I need to take my posthumous vitality before I go to bed.
Okay.
Page 64.
All right. So posthumous vitality. Let me switch over to the map screen so our viewers can see the spell here. It's also in Foundry on your character sheet if you'd like to look at it there too. But get some.
And my total is 7. My posthumous vitality spell total is 7.
Okay. So that costs
Skill
5.
total.
5 stamina, that is, to cast each time.
Is that what that means?
Yes. So you can cast
Well,
it, but you'll be almost dead again. Or
Alright,
cast
well,
it twice, that is.
I will cast it once. I will
Yes,
cast
okay.
it once.
So that is 5 stamina cost. And I'm just reading through the description here first. So
Sure.
it says necromancers known for their social inadequacy often find themselves having to make friends. This spell requires a fresh or at least whole and lubricated corpse. The wizard rolls 2d6, or necromancer in this case, plus their posthumous vitality skill total and consults the chart. So spend that 5 stamina and roll the spell has to go off first. So just click on the spell, it should handle the roll for you.
Okay, let's see. It says roll under, roll over. Just
Roll under the skill total in the spell you wish to cast. A double 1 always succeed, double 6s always fail, and require a roll in the oops table.
Okay.
There you go, you succeeded.
So
Now you roll a roll a 2d6 first, so I can tell you what happens.
Plus 7. 2d6 plus 7.
No, this is just flat 2d6 that you roll on your, you're right. Yes.
Okay. All right, so roll and add 7. So that's 4 plus 7. Damn it! Damn it!
Plus 7 would be, so that it's not quite good enough. 4 to 12, nothing happens.
Okay.
Something must have gone wrong in the formula as you spoke it aloud, and
I pushed that corpse to the side. I can no longer use that one. That was the one with the bomb. I was going to ask him what he was up to, but that's fine.
You can
I've
try
got
multiple
2 more.
times on the same corpse. That's fine. If you want to.
I don't know if you can, because it says... Oh, no, you're right. That only happens if it explodes. That you have to find a new one.
Yeah.
It says right there in the very bottom
As we
fine
walk
print, it
into
says, must have ankles.
And I call it a night. I call it a night with my... What is
Okay.
it? Minus...
Not going to try a second time.
No, I'm already down to 7. I'm going to stop there.
Right. So is that are you turning in for the night then, Tim?
Yes I am.
Okay. All right. Dorzoka, Altair, anything you two are doing before turning in?
I would just do one more quick glance around the engine room. Anything weird or out of place, using my awareness again, making sure that we picked up on everything and maybe the bomb wasn't just a big distraction for something else.
Okay. Give me an awareness skill check. All right.
Right on.
You're aware.
I'm aware as fuck right now.
You're so aware.
I'm aware enough to know
Checking.
that posthumously vitality requires ankles.
You find you find a flashbang and a smoke grenade that must have slipped off the bandolier of that assassin.
Oh yeah.
One
Alright.
of each.
Uno mas, flashbang, Uno mas, smoke grenade. Gotcha.
Was the bomb taken away, or was it just left there?
It was as Eddie was leaving, it was in process of being taken off the engine block and secured in some way. There looks like there's a secure crate they're gonna lock it into.
Are they gonna stamp it and put it in the giant warehouse for the government?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do, Dorzoka?
I would look at Eddie. Have you ever seen anything as such as this bomb? You seem to handle it quite well.
So Eddie was kind of like starting to slip out of the room, and he's visibly drowsy now. And he says, "No, in fact, I've never seen a device quite like that. There were some components that I was familiar with, but a number of them I didn't quite understand at first. But the insight that you gave me really helped out and helped me connect the dots there."
Well, Eddie, thank you very much. Glad you could take care of that for us, and we're not dead right now.
Of course, my pleasure. And he begins walking out of the room.
Well, I'll
Go
tie
back
her.
to bed.
What do you say? We shenanigans are done for the night. We go check on our party at back at old Tim's room. See how that's faring.
Yeah, I think with everything else going on, I think hanging out at the fucking weirdo room is the best course of action right now. Actually, also check out what I found. I would show him the smoke grenade and the flashbang. Must have fell off of old Richard Simmons over there.
That's a nice find. Make sure you hold on to those. Those ain't the fireworks we were shooting on the roof.
And then we would make our way back to Tim the necromancer.
Yeah.
All right. I think Tim has shut himself in the room with. I think the bodyguard and Tilted Shrug were staying in there with him, so the door would be closed and locked probably when you arrive.
I can think of two ways to get him out of there.
Oh God. You know, you do yours, but I mean, if he's asleep, we should probably do the same.
Yeah, be honest with you, I don't want to go in there. I'd like to retire.
Kind of pulls that used toothbrush out of his thing and starts brushing his teeth as he's walking back to his room.
Samesies.
All right. So that is the end of the second day, beginning of the third now. Give me a 2d8 roll as you all rest and recover that much stamina. And let me also check quickly for restoring luck.
I didn't need to do that because I'm still at full stamina, surprisingly.
For every 8 hours of rest, you may regain 2d6 luck also. But you can't exceed the starting value. So basically, those of you who actually spent luck get it back.
And the rolls we did before this, is that how much stamina we get back?
Yes. And it was supposed to be 2d6 for the stamina also, but that's fine.
Oh.
I think I said 2d8.
You did.
It's my fault.
I'll do 2 6s since I was
Alright.
at a 7 and a 6.
All right, so as I said, the start of the third day now. You've spent the night in a rather comfortable bed on the Golden Barge. It is now the morning, though you are beginning to descend from space down to the launch and landing station Indomitable. Standing there on the deck, unless there's anything else you wanted to do, I'm kind of hand-waving us towards the next part of our adventure here.
Yeah, I'd like to try
Understand railroaded.
reanimating this corpse again.
Okay, yeah, let's do some early morning, early morning reanimation or whatever. But
Okay, so I'm deleting 5.
5, and then roll your spell to see if you cast
Okay,
it
so
successfully.
Roll under, come on. Oh, nice.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so 2
All right,
dice
successful.
6. Come on. It is 2 dice 6, right? Yes.
Yes,
All right.
2d6, and plus that's 7.
All right, come on. 9 plus 7. The creature is animated and lasts for 24 hours before literally falling to pieces. Wait, what does this mean? 13 plus counts for an advancement tick.
Where do you see that? Oh, I
Underneath
see.
the
Okay.
description of the spell.
So you would click on improve on the left side there.
Click on improve.
On your, on your
Yes.
inventory.
Yep.
You see that?
Yep.
So that means that you can. So it works kind of like Call of Cthulhu. Now, when we do an improvement session, like kind of between scenarios usually or something like that, you can roll that to improve the skill value.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the one that actually set the bomb. So I've animated him. All right. Does Mr. Shruggins freak out? He obviously knew I was up to something.
No, I mean, you guys have been traveling for a while now, and I imagine you kind of hide some of this creepier stuff from some other party members, but Tilted Shrug is just like always there, and he's just observing everything all of you do. So he's just used to it.
And I turned to Thelonious, who presumably is
Plandra-
floating there. Sorry, go
Plandra,
ahead.
sorry to interrupt. The Plandra bodyguard, though, is like sitting over in the corner. He's got his morning coffee, and he's like, just sipping and watching you wide-eyed. Like,
Well, I turn to Thelonious and I say, "Ha! You didn't think I could do it!" And I turn back to the zombie. Can you speak?
it seems to wake up because it's like jolts and starts moving and like trying to look around with its eyeless face and opens its mouth, its lipless mouth, and you can see that many of the teeth have fallen out somewhere. And it's, you've already cleaned this up the best you can, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of gurgling and stuff coming out of the throat of this thing, and you think you hear a gurgling yes.
Okay. Did you set the bomb?
It slowly nods, and you can hear a lot of popping and cracking in its neck.
I love my work. Okay. Is there any more bombs on board?
It shakes its head no,
Okay, that's a relief.
and you can
That's-
see skin tearing in its neck.
Okay. All right. Got to keep this simple. Let's see. What else can we get out of this? I say, stay here. I go to the door, unlock it, and I stick my head out. Is there anyone in the hallway?
Give me a skill roll under.
Okay. Skill roll. Yes.
There are quite a few people walking up and down the hallway, going to breakfast, waking up in the morning.
Well, I slip out. I slip out of the room. I close the door behind me, and I nonchalantly walk over to Dorzoka's and Altier's room, and I give a little knock.
All right.
We don't
Who's that?
want none of your room service.
Gentlemen, it's Tim. It's Tim. Could you just?
I don't know it, Tim.
You do. Could you just come back to my room, please? There's somebody I want you to meet.
Has he got 2 feet?
Do you say meat?
Currently, and yes, that's appropriate out here.
Ah, Jesus
Begrudgingly
Christ.
gets out of bed.
Hang on, let me put my fucking boots on.
Throw my pillow at Altier as I walk by and just start walking towards the door.
Oh, buddy, I just want you to know if you was a foot shorter and 100 pounds lighter, I'd kick your fucking ass.
He ignores him and keeps walking. And flips the lights on as he exits the room, so it's nice and bright for the young buck.
So, we might have the ability to question the the guy who caused the guy who put in the bomb, or who attached the bomb last night. If you'd just like to step into my my lair, my boudoir, my stateroom.
I'd like to say that you've discovered a fine odor in this room.
Have I? No, I don't notice it.
It definitely smells like perineum flowers in here.
Okay, so presumably we're all in my room, right? I close the door quickly behind me, lock it again, and presumably the assassin is standing there.
Sitting on the floor.
Sitting on the floor.
Or,
okay.
Yeah. Or wherever you place the body, but sitting there, yes.
Okay, I've been able to establish that this was the individual who attached the bomb and set the bomb. And I've also been able to establish that no other bombs have been set to, as far as he knows, to this point on the ship. Can you think of any other simple questions we could ask him? I would like to know who sent him, but I'm thinking he probably won't be able to manage that.
So are these like yes and no answers?
We can just try. But we've got like 24 hours, and then he's gonna fall apart.
And you just got a bonus die in the chat from
Oh,
Veronique.
thanks, Veronique. Okay. Let's start before I ask my question that I want to ask. I need to think of something that's going to be semi. Tim, have you already asked a complicated question?
No. This is based entirely on its reactions to simple questions. Let's try.
How many of them are there? How many of your friends are there?
That's a good question.
It just
Zombie
looks at you. It looks at you like you had finally gotten its attention. It was just kind of staring off at nothing with its eyeless face.
How's the
And it
guard doing,
shrugs.
by the way? How's the guard doing with his cup of coffee?
He's now munching on a donut also. And he's got his pistol laying on the table in front of him. So it just shrugs at you.
I thought you had control of this thing, Tim. Is it on our side? It clearly doesn't want to answer.
Well, it may, plain and simple, not have the answer. It no longer has the will to actively disobey. All right, it will follow my commands. So I don't think it's being deceptive in that way.
Let's try this.
Someone needs to speak to it as a child would speak to it. Hey, Altair.
And about this time, Altair actually just comes piling out of the door, like still putting a boot on, hopping. What, motherfucker?
Hey, just ask this guy some questions in your own special way.
Why do you smell like ass?
I kind of turned to Tim and I'm saying, you wanted a kid question, you got one.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But how does it respond?
It actually like lifts up its chest a little bit and its neck so that it exposes a part of its where its mask was clipped, and there's little nozzles right there. Like it's just sticking out from the leotard.
Interesting. Were you human?
It nods its head slowly, yes.
I feel I'm like on one of those game shows.
Yeah, right?
Wasn't there one like in the 70s or something? Where you try to guess what its occupation is?
Yeah.
Were you sent to kill us?
It nods its head, yes.
Do you like reggae music?
It nods its head, yes.
Who does Dr. Evil work for?
Number 2.
Yeah.
Is this due to our association with Duke DeCorticus?
Ooh, good one.
Yes, nods its head again.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Good question, Azoka. I'm just gonna try it. Who sent you?
Who does number 2 work
It
for?
starts like gurgling in this raspy, gross voice, and there's like a greenish foam that starts bubbling out of its mouth. But there's some sort of words in there. Everyone, give me a skill check. Roll under to see if they can understand.
Ah.
All right, so Dorzoka. It looks like you're the only one that's able to make out a name, or at least part of a name. You hear... Why can't I find it? Sorry, give me 1 second here. You hear the word Feng. F-E-N-G.
F-E-N-G. Feng.
Yep. You hear
Okay.
that, and also the word wall. W-A-L-L.
Wall. No, that wasn't. That had nothing to do. Did the Duke tell us that name at all?
No.
Okay. So I kind of, as he's muttering, I lean in and hold on, guys, shut up. Fang Wall. This thing just said Fang Wall.
Thing. Well, isn't the wall where we're headed right now?
I believe so.
Who's
Yes, it
the
is.
ruler? Who's the ruler at the wall?
Anybody know the ruler?
The rulers at the wall, I believe it was mentioned last time because you asked something similar of the Duke. No one really knows the rulers of the wall. I'd say there's like basically a mysterious council that leads the wall. Mysterious terotogenic overlords is how it's mentioned from the Duke earlier.
All right. Unless you gentlemen can think of anything else, I think we should probably. We've overtaxed its ability to communicate. At least we know they're after us. This isn't just some random thing that we've been caught up in. They're after us. It's about the Duke, and potentially they're waiting for us at the wall as well. Whoever this mysterious person is. Zombie, stay here. Guard the room.
It nods its head, and a flap of skin peels off from its forehead and hangs down.
Does the guard put that on his donut?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean this
But
up later. But shall we proceed to? Who's up for a spot of breakfast? Shall we proceed to the galley?
Yeah. You think we have time prior to our arrival to the wall, or to the spot where the ship lands?
All right. So I'm assuming you all head to breakfast. There's a nice spread, which is expected after the 17-course banquet that you had the day before. So there's a nice spread that they actually have an area set up on the deck for all of the guests to sit there and view the wonderful view there of space as you begin descending towards the launch station, landing at launch station Indomitable. The sun has started to rise over the horizon as the solar sails begin to furl back in on the golden barge, and dragnets are deployed as well as some retroactive or retrofitted charges that start booming off around the bottom of the ship to slow its descent towards the station. All sorts of extra measures have to be taken like this, since the ship is no longer 100% functioning as it was centuries ago. But you managed to land safely thanks to the astrogator navigating the ship. And you are now at the station Indomitable. So let me go to our Fronds of Benevolence map here. All right, so you were on the Golden Barge, and now we are moving you down.
Oh, okay. Is that the Eye of Sauron?
No, that is the control tower at the station here. And as you pull in to the station, you can see that those bold steel masks that were all over the barge that the captain had used last night to communicate with some other crew members, they begin to crackle to life with voices of station staff issuing landing instructions, and it goes through that complicated process that I had mentioned until you finally get down to the station and you see sad orange flags that flap in tatters around this once glorious landing station. Its cupolas and arched buttresses echoing with the crack of fabric in the howling winds. Thousands of years ago, it served the villages surrounding the emptied city to the east as a general trade depot, but has since fallen to a skeleton staff. There are 3 other barges. They are in the process of either arriving, docking, or leaving from the station. And you've heard that they generally only use this as a halfway point between the wall, which has no barge landing facilities, and Plandra station. There is a small cantina on site you've been told about, in recent years having been granted the name, or rather, in recent years it had been granted the name Ditch Full of Gold. And you're told that they sell a signature alcoholic beverage known as crusting brandy. So the barge has docked. The captain didn't really have anything specific in mind to give you as a gift, so he actually asked, is there anything I can help y'all with? Anything you are looking for, supplies for your journey? Otherwise, I can give you a bit of money for what you did for us.
Money might help us on our way.
I agree with Tim. Perhaps any spare medical supplies you can let go of as well.
Of course. So he gives you each one of those stim injections that I mentioned earlier. So that would heal 1d10. We'll say they're a little bit better, so they're 1d10 plus 1. So you're guaranteed at least 2.
I kind of lean over to Tim. Hey, did you happen to grab those golden masks when you took your buddy before you put them in your suitcase?
Well, they're still up in the room, presumably.
I think I forgot something, Captain. May I go back to my room?
Well, of course. So, Dorzoka, you make the trip back to your room. I need one of you to roll a 1d100, by the way.
1d100?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
42. All right. You are each given
42. That's awesome.
You are each given 42 silver pieces from the captain.
Oh, I'm in the money.
And Dorzoka, you arrive back to the room. You find the So were you just leaving the reanimated guy in that room?
What was I gonna do with him?
Move.
Okay.
Wait for the housekeepers to find this guy.
I mean, it's not like I can take the corpses with me, right? And it's not like I'm gonna have him following me along when he's about to explode, right? So I'm just gonna.
Yeah. That room is starting to smell pretty bad. Some flies are starting to accumulate now that you are, down back to the planet and not out in space. The golden masks are nowhere in sight.
Damn.
And you can see that the golden mask that was on the body that had the ankles chopped off, it is gone, and that body is also melted all over the face now.
Oh, so he's no more reanimated.
And there's so now there's two of these assassins. The reanimated one is just sitting there. I'm just saying the other one that also had a gold mask on, it's gone too, and its face is also melted. You can see that there's also evidence of acid burns in the wood on the floor.
Well, so these guys must.
Did he have a mask when we reanimated him, or is it likely that the crew member took the masks when he dropped the dragged the corpse here? Yeah, should have thought of that.
So a zombie's still sitting there though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Captain, take your masks.
It shrugs.
Did somebody working for the captain take your masks?
It shrugs again.
I pick him up. Does he come with me? Is he walking? Is he walking on his own 2 feet?
What are you doing? We don't want this guy.
So I walk out towards the captain. Hey, Cap.
Oh no.
I see you have a new friend there.
I do, and he's missing something for his face. I'm gonna need that, please.
Is that the assassin from last night?
It is, and we have control of him, but I need his mask.
All right. Well, can you suspect that I have it?
I believe somebody from the crew might have taken it, because it was on him.
Do you know which crew member? I have at least 20 crew on the ship currently.
I do not, Captain.
He just kind of looks between the three of you. Well, I can certainly try, but I just hang on.
Jim has his head in his hands, just trying to distance himself from this entire interaction.
I'd probably start with the guy wearing the fucking gold mask walking around.
So he goes over to one of those nearby steel faces and again picks up the lips from it and begins speaking into it. And he returns to you and says, well, I spoke to my chief of security, and he doesn't seem to have any idea what you're talking about. But we'll certainly keep an eye out for any golden masks stashed anywhere.
Well, Captain,
Sure.
I don't have time to come back here right now, and if you don't want me to leave this here character on your ship, I'm gonna need that mask.
Give me a skill check for that. And I'm sure you can appreciate that I'm on a tight schedule here. Why don't you give me the rest of the day? You come back here before we take off tomorrow, and we'll see what we've found by then. I'll set all my crew on this job, looking for these masks.
I appreciate it, Captain. This is more has to do with finding the gentlemen or subjects that had sent these things. So by doing this favor for me, you're doing the favor for yourself as well.
Yeah, I can see that. Thank you again for your assistance. I hope you enjoy your stay here at the station. And as I said, stop by later. We'll see if we've found the mask yet.
Thank you, Captain.
Of course.
Yeah. He leaves the zombie there, looks at it and says, "Sit down and you don't move unless I tell you." I'm the only one that can tell you to move.
He just looks at you and gives a little nod.
And I just grin at the captain. I'll see you in a little bit.
The captain gives a nod and sets off to doing his job. What are you guys doing now?
I look at Dorzoka and just.
There, Tim, hold on. You're not gonna judge me when we just watched you bring this thing back to life. So, trust in me. There's a point.
Right. So, what's next, gentlemen?
Well, let's look at the map and see where we are. Do we find one that says you are here?
Yeah, you find something like that. So there's the main areas here are, the docking station, the docking area itself. There's the cantina I mentioned. There's any other, number of garages and utility sheds, that sort of stuff that you see at a station. Some housing for people that live around this area, and then the control tower as well, where you would assume the some sort of overseer of the station is working.
Well, gentlemen,
and you can also, as you're scanning around, if you look south out of the station, over a very long, flat stretch of dusty nothingness is the wall. It just blots out the entire horizon. It's just basically a black sheet, just a black wall in the distance, clouds touching its top.
so is there a booth around here? It's like an information booth.
There is, there would be, people on the docks working there. So they would have some sort of station, people running that. So you could go to talk to some of those people if you'd like. Is there any particular information you're looking for?
I'm just looking for a nice, perhaps a shoppy to see what wares might be being sold here at the station of Domino.
Just remind me, gentlemen, why are we here again? We want to find out why the supply of something stopped and how to restart it again, right?
Jim, yeah, so the Duke DeCorticus, he sent us to the wall. We're looking for some supplies of these. I think it was called the Star Loam, the Plandra. Is that correct, Troika GM?
Yes.
And,
Rare
we
Earths
picked
or Star Loam are the two names that it's called.
Star Loam. We're looking for Star Loam, and the Duke was getting his supply from the subjects at the wall, and they have since cut him off.
Okay, but who's Feldrick? Why have I got Feldrick written down?
Feldrick?
Feldrick is...
I don't have him in my notes.
Possibly one of the guards, I believe. I think that was... Yeah.
It was Feldrick was...
It was one of the guards or one of the NPCs on the ship that you interacted with. It was a random name that I rolled in. Now I forget which one it was.
That was NPC 4.
Yeah,
exactly. It was the one staring at you while you were neck.
That was
romantic.
Probably the Plandra guard that immediately got fucked as soon as we started that fight.
Could be.
Okay.
Peace.
I would like to be using my awareness to kind of keep eyes and ears open, see if I can hear any rumors about anything about the wall. Anybody hanging out over there? Anybody doing anything over there?
Make sure you're paying special attention to the word fang.
I do like fang wall.
Altair, roll a 1d6, and Dorzoka, you said you were looking around for a shop, basically, right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking around to see options
There
here.
is-
Maybe there's a.
Yeah. There is a store, basically a convenience store kind of set up attached to the cantina.
Is there? Do we hear the noise?
Oh, you just wanted
that would
one
be
stick.
that would be
Yeah,
associated
just
with an
1d6.
open air market?
No.
No. Okay.
It is a little bit quiet here, really. I mean, you hear all the work going on in the barges and the docks here, but as I said, it's a bit of a skeleton crew here. It's no longer the glory days here at this station. There are a few
right. We're not
people
actually at
walking
the
around
wall,
here and
are we?
there. No, not at the wall yet.
Sure.
You
That's
are
all right.
about a day's travel north of the wall.
Gotcha.
How about like a management office?
Yeah, that would be the overseer's tower I'd mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought-
idiots.
Well, I'll tell
Pay
you.
attention.
Yeah, plot hooks, dumbass. You know, like-
I think I might pay a visit here before we venture towards the wall to see if they've heard of anything that we've come across.
Okay. All right. So back to Altair, looking around for rumors for a second here. Are you just kind of asking the dock worker or something like that, listening for rumors?
Yeah, it'd just be more of like a catching in on conversations, kind of peeking in, maybe throwing in a couple of words or like throwing some phrases or something out that might get a reaction or something like that. But for the most part, it's just kind of gathering intel.
Okay. So nothing really stands out. You don't hear anything about the wall at this point. But you do, the only thing that seems interesting is there is one person that seems to be starting to gather a crowd. Well, for the situation, a crowd, there's maybe like 5 people starting to stand in front of this guy, and he's going on and on about how all Second Sight is propaganda. Everyone using Second Sight, no matter how skilled they are, it's all propaganda beamed to them from those in charge. And you listen to him for a few minutes and how, all of this huge conspiracy he starts talking about.
Okay.
But it sounds like,
next time
Dorzoka, you want to go to that Overseer's Tower. Is that it, where everyone wants to go?
Yeah, but I think Preach had something he was going to say.
I was going to ask.
No,
him
I
just-
Okay.
I was
Go
going to
for
say, like, if we ever, before we go to the tower, if you're around, if Dorzoka's around, I would mention that to him. If not, on the way to the tower, I'm like, hey, you should have went with me. It was a pretty neat little guy soapboxing about Second Sight.
I didn't believe in it until I ate the old lady's berries myself. You point them out.
He's over there, right there on the soapbox. He was like the 6 dudes right there.
Is there anything special about this guy?
No, not really. He looks like he's probably a dock worker, someone local. He looks a little bit. Give me a skill check, awareness if you have it. And he is literally standing on a soapbox now. Okay. Nothing unusual. Seems like a pretty normal-looking person.
Probably just one of those ranters that has nothing better to do but complain about something he doesn't understand.
Could be.
You guys venture with me to the top of the station, Indomitable,
I'm
Yeah,
game.
let's go.
to see if they can have any information for us.
All right, so approaching the station, it's a tower that looks over the rest of the station here, towering tall above it. At the top is it looks like a large glass chamber or room of some sort. But down at the bottom where you approach, there is a single guard leaning back in a chair in a single guard booth there. You can see a pistolet hanging off of his hip and a rifle leaning against a wall nearby. But he's rather nonchalant about you approaching and just doesn't really seem to care as he's reading an issue of Goblins Monthly.
It's the
You head inside.
Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't stop you. He kind of just he looks up at you, looks you up and down, and then goes back to whatever he's reading. So inside of the tower, there is an elevator going up and a set of stairs. You don't see anyone on the first floor, and it's rather empty.
Gentlemen, I don't know if you guys remember our experience with the elevators, but last time we were together in an elevator, it was an experience itself, actually. I'm all for it again, actually.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, me too. Unless there's a monkey in there, fuck that monkey.
Yeah, he was a son of a bitch, wasn't he?
No doubt. We got gas masks. Did you find a shop? Is it gas masks?
There was a shop. I didn't go in though.
Ah, shit.
Hold your breath.
What about Tim? Did Tim go?
I did.
He's with us.
Damn. I did.
All right, you loading into the elevator?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The elevator door opens up, and there is no monkey in this elevator, unfortunately. So you step inside.
Or not.
Yeah.
There is one button in the elevator.
Go ahead, push it out, Ty.
Here. Boop. Pushed.
It lights up, the doors close, and the elevator takes you up. It goes up for feels like a long time before it finally stops. The doors slowly slide open and reveal that you are in that room that you saw on the top of the tower. It's just this large glass, almost egg-shaped room that you stand in now, and you can see a desk on the other side of the room. And standing on the other side of the desk, but with her back to you, looks like a rather tall woman with long, very light brown hair, with her arms on her hips, and she's just staring out over the station through this glass window.
Would we have any idea what her title status or anything like that would be?
You can actually see on her desk it says Alsalia Station Overseer. I'll put that name in the chat here because it's
excuse me, Ms. Station Overseer.
She turns to you and she's got a bit of a frown on her face, angles her head, looking at you, unsure of who you are. Yes, can I help you?
Hello, my name is Dorzoka, and these are my compatriots, Tim and Altair. We're traveling up towards the wall, and I kind of position myself in a way that one of my badges from the Duke is obviously in plain sight. I was wondering if you could perhaps provide us with some information.
An agent of the Duke. What can I do for you?
Have you ever heard or seen any sort of assassins with gold masks?
Assassins with gold masks, you say? What an odd question. But even odder is, yes, I believe you were talking about the Auric Liquidators. Say they are an assassination cult, essentially. Why do you ask?
Well, we apparently we ran into that cult and we were their target.
See, it's rather unfortunate. They never give up.
Fortunate for them. You know what I'm saying.
You ever seen one of them?
Long time ago, in another life.
You want to see another one?
Well, I can't say that I wish to see another assassin. From what I recall, they're rather dangerous. I'm surprised you three are still alive if you've seen them yourselves.
Well, we are quite handy in the arts of self-defense.
It's good to know because you'll need it, and I can't supply any sort of extra security for you around here where I'm sure you've seen very low on staff these days.
I do see that, and what is your relationship with the Duke? You don't mind me asking, being a little forward here.
I suppose my relationship to the Duke is about the same as any rational citizen. He's definitely done many great things for Plandra and the surrounding area. He's offered the station here help numerous times over many years.
So if I might interject, you pay fealty to the Duke, not to the rulers of the Wall?
We are a neutral area here. Although I do admire the Duke much more than the overseers of the Wall.
Do you know what the current situation is at the Wall, why there has been an interruption of trade goods headed north?
I'm not aware of any interruption of trade. This is news to me. Which, has there been an embargo?
I don't know if embargo is the proper word, but there has been a cessation. Is that the word? Cessation of the transport of. Help me out, Troika. What's it called?
Starlow?
Starlow. Supplies headed north.
Interesting. This information did not reach me. Where did you learn of this? That's important for the Duke, as I'm sure you know if you're here about it.
Well, from the Duke himself, actually.
I see. Oh, this is not good news. I can ask around the station and see if I can drum up any information, but I'm not aware of this. Typically, there's a shipment that is sent through the Wall, and we don't track all shipments going through. They might pass around the station here.
Do you know when the last time a shipment of Starlow actually made it to the station? Does the potential exist that it's been intercepted between here and Plandra?
Well, I believe the Wall and the shipment of Starloam, it typically is taken straight from the Wall, depending on the transport type. So it doesn't always go through the station. Although I can check our logs. And so
Sorry, Soka. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
She begins.
Take the reins.
She pulls up a small tablet sort of thing out of a drawer, sets it on the table, and starts flipping through some screens on it that are holographically projected above her desk, going through various logs and things, searching for Starloam and rare earths. And she finds an entry dated months ago that someone did go through the station, and the name logged in there is Green Overseer Feng.
Did you say Feng?
Yes.
Hello. That's a
Put that in the chat.
name we know.
Station over. Can I call you Alsalia?
Yes.
I don't know,
of course.
can you?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be proper, Tim. And so that was like a sheet of paper or something that she had pulled out, right?
Holographic images
It was
projected
holographic.
above her desk. So she kind of zooms in, brings up that record, and now it's projected above her desk there.
And is it specific writing, or does it look like just the normal font of whatever it is she's looking at?
It looks like a record of ships that had stopped here, and she begins pulling up more details that you can read here, saying that he had stopped in to the dock here for refueling, emergency refueling that was unexpected, and that they were carrying a shipment of starloam to Plandra.
And they flew on one of the barges as well?
It was a different type of transport vehicle. It wasn't a golden barge, so it was his own private vehicle.
Did it have a name?
The ship?
Yes.
There is an identification number, but no name, like a ship name.
May I have that number, please?
You're able. I'm saying all this as you're seeing it, so that you're able to see that on this display.
Kind of what I was getting at was, they had dropped those. What were they, like? The pamphlet with the dark green ink and the paper talking about hatred for plant-like creatures. I was trying to see if anything on that kind of look or compared to any notes that she had, basically, is where I was going with it.
It's a good observation, because there is listed a crate of literature, and it has in parentheses underneath flyers/pamphlet.
That was on the ship?
Yes, in their cargo hold.
And I turned back to the other two. I don't want to take everything away. I don't want to be the only one talking, so I'm trying to let you guys jump in if you want.
I'm good.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
I'm the
I'll
punk
say,
kid who wouldn't know anything.
Alsalia, do you inspect these crates, the cargo that comes through here?
Well, I'd like to say yes, but with the low crew we have, not everything can be thoroughly inspected.
Do you know if anything on this Green Overseer ship was inspected?
I only have what I have here, and it says that he was carrying starloam and some sort of literature or pamphlets. Other than that, it just seems to be typical provisions on a ship.
And none of those pamphlets, they weren't passed out, were they?
No, I couldn't say it. There's nothing about it listed here, but you could talk to the overseer down at the docks themselves that did the inspection.
I kind of turned back to the other two. Well, I think we've taken enough of her time, unless you guys have some questions yourself.
No, sir, I'm good.
Yeah, nothing from me.
All right. Well, as I said, I'll see if I can find any information that you're looking for. Will you be here at the station long?
I don't believe we will. We have to venture to the wall eventually.
I see. Well, I'll find you easily enough. I know my way around here and have eyes all over the place if I need to find you.
Okay. Well, I will definitely let the Duke know that you have been quite helpful, and if there's anything you need, just let us know, and we'll try and relay that.
Of course. It was a pleasure meeting you all. She
Thank
gives
you.
a little smile and turns back to whatever she was doing, looking out the window.
Okay. Guess we're going to the dock, overseer? Unless you guys have something else in mind?
No, nothing from me.
All right, so before that happens, we are going to stop for the night and do that next session.
Okay.
It is 9 o'clock. It's been a couple hours, so we are ending our session there. We'll do our typical go around and hear from each of our players. So we'll start with Dorzoka this time, played by Dionysus. Any thoughts on the scenario or just Dorzoka, his thoughts currently?
No, just in general, it's nice trying to piece some things together and seeing some progress as we make our way to the wall. Minus the fact that we all almost died by some disc-wielding black pajama gold-faced guys, but glad to see that we're all still alive, that the party's still together. Maybe Tim's got a bit of a gash in his stomach. But being dead,
I imagine he's just
inside,
been walking. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say, I imagine Tim's got just this big giant patch of crusted blood that he's walking around with.
Dorzoka is he's curious to see how deep this rabbit hole goes, and thinks they're finding some good leads to continue on.
You've definitely done some good investigation. I was also kind of impressed with your guys' contributions to disarming that bomb. Good job with all the, good job with being, I guess, what's a good word for it? Just interested in exploring the world, and like really looking into stuff. So that's been fun. But let's move on to Tim next, played by Forloth.
Well, Tim was delighted to actually be able to come into his own. Well, first, Tim was happy to have survived because it looked like that combat system, the initiative system, is an absolute bitch.
It's very chaotic.
So Tim's happy to have survived that. It looked like he hadn't. But wrong roll, luck of the dice. He did actually survive and really came into his own with the corpses, and that was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to more of that.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to use some of your specialties there in this scenario. So next we'll go to Altair, played by Preacher.
Altair is he's just kind of along for the ride. He's trying to save this person that he kind of feels like a debt of gratitude to. It's went from a different kind of chip on the shoulder. It's not necessarily a person I need to kill as much as it's I'll kill anybody to save this person. And he's got his friends. Well, he's got his friend Dorzoka and then this weird guy Tim that keeps talking to himself and like making like flesh puppets. But he's not a bad guy, I don't guess. So it's just kind of cool. I mean, he didn't die. That's pretty neat. So Altair's just kind of really confused as to what's going on as far as why he doesn't understand the politics side of it, because it's not that he doesn't care, it's just he can't wrap his head around it, but he's just like, okay, just point me to the way and we'll do the thing for my buddy.
Yeah. All right, so we've heard from all of our players, and that will be it for tonight for Troika. I also just remembered, I didn't put it in the chat here for you. Auric Liquidators is what she had said about those assassins. That's what she called them.
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure that was in there for you guys to record. And yeah, that's.
I have a spare dice from Vero.
Yes.
That I didn't get to use.
Don't forget about that. It will basically give you a reroll feature.
Okay.
So we'll hang on to that. So thank you everyone that was in the chat. I saw quite a few people. Vero, as you mentioned, Tex was in there. So thank you everyone. Thanks Diesel Shot for the raid and subscriptions. Appreciate all of that. I've been having a lot of fun running this and can't wait for the next session. See what happens. Maybe finish up the scenario in the next session, or we'll move into the fourth one. But that's it for tonight. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Good night.
Have a beautiful time.
Love you, bye.